part of that is the unaffordability. Do you believe that Florida is becoming unaffordable and a lot of natives are leaving due to that?
Well, Florida's become a lot less affordable than it was, 6 years ago. I mean, COVID changed the dynamic in affordability in Florida, no doubt. We became a more expensive place to live. It's still, if you look at it from a downward swing, if you're up north, it's still cheap. It's not dirt cheap like it used to be, but it's still cheap compared to a lot of northern municipalities. If you're a long-term, Florida native or somebody like me that's been here for 40 years, wow, it's a bit of culture shock. And the people that are getting hurt the worst are, in my opinion, the younger people, the people that are maybe in service industry jobs or in,
Pause here. This gentleman right here is a South Florida realtor, and so far I agree with him 100%. I mean, just to think about this for a second here. I don't, in no particular order, I don't understand how in the metro parts of Florida, South Florida, Orlando, Tampa, Clearwater, etc. Okay, any of the major metros we have, how is it legal for non-residents to rent or buy homes here? And we are having affordability crisis, we are having cost of living crisis. That should be illegal. And I'm a conservative, by the way. So shout out to the left wing for that. That may be a left wing concept there, but that the economy, people living, we're getting like back to like the 1930s again here, where there's going to be some type of depression, there's going to be some type of struggle here for the average person, and this is going to be a huge issue. And he's talking about young people. I talk about that on my channel all the time. The young 20-year-old guys, and I focus on men, but anybody, right? Men and women, the young 20-year-olds. This is a huge struggle for them. And how do they allow foreigners and essentially foreigners or out-of-state people to buy and rent out homes where we have constant housing crises, right? And affordability issues, And another thing too, that the state itself, I think, should have a huge focus on improving desirability for corporations to move here. Okay, we have to get out. We have to evolve away from being a beach getaway state. And we need to start being more serious that, look, there is going to be some industry here. We got to stop suppressing the wages because it's like $14, $15 an hour wages working at, Flanagan's by the beach, quarter deck by the beach, and into some real deal grown up jobs, right? We are the gateway to Latin America. We should be, harping on that. We are a gateway into Europe. Okay, we're on the East Coast. We have all these major universities here. UF, FIU, USF, right? FSU, University of Miami, and so on, and everyone else I'm missing, UCF, right? All these top tier universities that tons of foreign kids want to go to, by the way. It must not be that bad if a lot of foreigners want to come here, okay? Our education must not be that bad, right? And where is the real money-making economy at?
And the bulk of our jobs down there, quite frankly, are still service industry, tourism, retail, and things like that, because the cost of living, the expense of living, largely driven by housing, whether it be purchase or rental, has gone up exponentially, but wages really have not gone up much at all in the last 6 years. I mean, there's been pushes here and there to try to bring it up, and I don't know about the whole living wage thing, the poverty line and things like that. Those are numbers that economists use. But I will say this, it's become much, much more difficult for the younger generation who is existing on pre-COVID paycheck that has gone up just a teeny bit to get to.
I'm 38 years old, about to be 39. I've never in my life, outside of like consumer goods, okay, that's like the only topic I can think of. It may be like a little bit of health, where something got better. Think about it. Consumer goods, yeah, the stuff got better, right? Like, we don't have the massive tube televisions anymore, do we? No, we have LCDs. We have cool smartphones, blah 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 blah. right? Some progression in healthcare, awesome. But like everything else in life has gotten worse and harder, more corrupt, more issues, more division, more expensive, less pay, more struggle, more economical problems, global plague that hits, you know, 2, 3 fucking recessions, and I'm only 38.
That, because everything else has gone up quite a bit. So yeah, it's much more difficult, I think, for, I guess, what you would call locals than people coming down from up north. Because again, like if you're leaving from New York, I had some people from Long Island that moved down here, and they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe how cheap it is." Because between the two, it still is, right? So
Yeah, but the problem is, and I'll end on this note, the problem is New York and all that has industry. That's the problem. That's the problem. These people are making California. They're making all their money externally from Florida, and they're moving here. Oh my God, I can't believe how cheap it is. Ugh. By the way, I vote liberal, you know, and then they come here. We don't have the industry for our young people to grow up here and stay here. That has to change. That has to change.